Okay, so on the fifth slide here, oh, I'm in the wrong file here. On the fifth slide here, I want you to graph this wild-looking equation here. Now, this is not your standard sine and cosine graph, so I don't expect you to be able to recognize it without using a graphing calculator. So what you need to do is graph this in your y equals menu. So I'll show you how to type that in. I want you to first off make sure that you're in degree mode. It really doesn't matter for this, but it's going to be important for the next question. All right, mode, degree mode, and then we're going to go to y equals. All right, so I'm going to have sine x, cosine x, minus 2 sine x, and then I want to raise this to the third power here, so caret 3. All right. Now remember, the trick for this is you want to do zoom trig, not zoom standard, zoom trig. And then we'll see which one of these it matches. Yep, it's a direct match for option A here. All right, option A is the answer for this one. So now the next question has to do with finding the zeros of this function. Which of the following are angles where the function is equal to 0? All right, I want you to choose 4 of these. There's 4 answers down here where this function is equal to 0. So the best way to do this, since they're listed out for you, is just to press trace, and then you can type in these values for x. Okay, so obviously the first one there for you, 0, and you get a 0 back. The next one is 21.2, so you press trace, and then 21.2. That's pretty close to 0.242. That's actually, I don't know if you guys can see that little hump there, but that's actually where that hump is. So that is not one of the places where it's equal to 0. All right, if you were to zoom in at that spot, you'd really be able to tell. All right, move on to 38.7. And this is going to be our second 0 of this function. You see how it's got the 8.9 e -4? That e part, it's indicating that this is a very small value. So you're moving that decimal 4 places to the left, which is pretty close to 0. So let me go ahead and circle those two. So 0 is the first one, 38.7. All right, trace. 45, oh, that's a 4. 45 is not it. 90 is not it. 103.5. Maybe that's it. Oh, darn it. That's not it. 103.5 is -2. The next one is at 180. Yep. And then I believe the last one, which is right there, is at the 321.3 mark. So if you do 321.3, it's going to give you that E business again. All right, and that's going to be the 4th place where this function is equal to 0. Another good way to do it is once you have the graph, you can press zoom in. Okay, and then you can tell the graph where you want to zoom in at. Okay, if you zoom in at this little general area, it's going to graph it in that window. It just makes plugging in those values a little bit more accurate, a little bit easier to see. If I do that 321.3 again, 321.3. All right, it's easier to see that it's actually an x-intercept there. All right, that's it.